Okay, now for the 5090. This is Borderlands 4. If you didn't know, this is the 5090 RTX 5090. Let's go through the settings. This is 4K, as you can see. Advanced says badass because this is a fucking 2000 GPU. MSRP I bought it for 3000 because I have a special edition of the 5090. But hey, you don't really need to pay anything more than 2000 for it if you can get it. But as you can see, no frame generation, no DLSS, no upscaling, nothing. It's just basic 4K native. And even this GPU cannot hit 60 FPS all the time. It's still dropping to 50 and probably gonna drop to 40 is like in intensive scenes and whatever. In fights, not in intensive, like right now, it dropped to 49. You shouldn't be waiting. It's using 10 gigabytes, 0.5 of VRAM, which is pretty good. As you can see, like this game does not really use a lot of VRAM, even in its highest settings. But oh, did he hit me? Yeah, he did. How? I think the game is gonna crash. Okay, after the game crashed, let's switch to DLSS quality and apply it and go back and see. Hey, it's 70 FPS. Well, it's close to 80. I was like in the low 50s, like 50, 55 maximum. Now it's 70, 74, 73. It's using 8 gigabytes of VRAM, which is again pretty nice. It's not really that that VRAM demanding in its most badass settings, but again, like needing DLSS on 5090 to just get above 60 FPS is not it's not good. I mean, the game does not really look, especially in a game that doesn't look realistic, I might add. And I know that ray tracing is demanding. I did a whole video about that. But ray tracing shouldn't be... if you're not going for realism, right? Why would the fucking ray tracing be implemented in your game? You're going for not realism. Just use fake lighting, man. It's just stupid. Oh, I could have just like pressed open instead of shooting it. You could have just used baked lighting, which is going to take a little bit longer to bake in, but hey, the game is going to perform better. Because if you're not going for realism, then why the fuck would you use ray tracing? Why the fuck would you use lumen? Just to make yourself, you know, feel good about optimizing, about making a game that's not optimized? The fuck? Alright, let's use DLSS Performance, actually. It's going to be right in... oh, right here. I was going to switch to Advanced. Oh, it is an advanced tab. I was going to switch to the other tab, the basic tab. Right now, DLSS Performance, as you can see, is giving me 90 something in the in terms of FPS. It was 100 at one point, but it dropped quickly to 90 instead of the 1% lows are in the 80s, so they're not really pretty far behind, unless like you are like running some settings beyond your GPU's capabilities. This game does have, you know, pretty solid 1% lows, as you can see, unlike with the RX 9060. But I was using some settings that I shouldn't be using on that GPU, like 4K, for example. You shouldn't be playing 4K on that GPU, but hey, that GPU played 4K on 60 FPS with FSR performance, pretty good. All right, let's use frame generation right now. Let's use frame generation. And I just like, and I'm just hung up again on the fact that they're not giving us, you know, to toggle the ray tracing off. This is just not good. Let's use DLSS frame generation with DLSS quality instead. Let's use frame generation 2x first. Oh, I didn't apply it. I have to apply frame generation, then I have to apply DLSS, then go back. Are the settings still on badass? Yeah. At least that didn't change when using DLSS frame generation. Okay, so 116, 117, sometimes 120 FPS. The 1% lows are pretty fucking horrible because, you know, again, frame generation just bamboozles the shit out of the RTSS overlay. But again, like for a 5090, right, to reach 120 FPS on a game that looks like this in 2025, man, it's just not good. It's just not good. I could right now just pull up like Borderlands 3 and you would see like 1,000 FPS right now. Well, it's not really 1,000 FPS, but I'm exaggerating. But hey, that's I mean, you're gonna see a lot of FPS instead of this janky shit, and it's not gonna look any different. All right, let's use 4x frame generation. Let's go straight to 4x. I don't care about 2x. I had 100 somewhat 20 FPS, so now it's 220 FPS. It's not gonna double to 240, but hey, if you have 240 screen, then it's, at least you're gonna be able to actually leverage the DLSS 4 frame generation 4x. All right, it's using 9.1 gigabytes of VRAM, which is 9. Let's say 9 gigabytes of VRAM. The GPU clock dropped to 2827 instead of 3000 that it was before on like maximum settings without FSR. I mean without DLSS and without frame generation. But it's okay. I mean, it's not really using that much power, so it's not throttling or anything. It's just like, I don't know what's going on. All right, I don't know what's going on with the GPU power. It should be boosting to 3000 megahertz, but it's not. All right, so right now, let's switch to, instead of, let's just go back, you know, switch to, you know, very high settings instead of badass, and turn off DLSS, turn off frame generation. Frame generation should be turned off from here. And before it was like 49. Oh, it's still 49. What the fuck? I was gonna say like 49 to 50, but it's still the same amount of FPS. What is going on? Is it the water? So it's still the same amount of performance, you know, still amount of VRAM being used. How about high settings instead of okay, so high settings does something, gives me above 70 FPS, so like 25 FPS more than 50. All right, and again, this game's probably you're not gonna notice a lot of change visually when dropping to high settings instead of badass, because the game, again, it's not going for realism. It looks cartoonish as shit. It looks like Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions in terms of graphics. It's cartoony, and it looks exactly like Borderlands 3 and 2 and 1. Some fidelity things are here and there, you know, you can see like some things are better, but it's not really drastically better. I would say like it's like dramatically changes the experience from like Tiny Tina's Wonderland or like something like that. It's just more intensive. That's it. The only change between these two games are like is this one is more intensive. Okay, so let's I was gonna say let's use frame generation, but no, let's now it's even in high settings dropping to 60 FPS. What the fuck? Like, I thought that was just an RX 9060 because it's a low-end GPU. It's gonna drop in fighting scenes. But even like in a high-end GPU, it's dropping fucking FPS in high-end scenes. This is just shitty. You know, this is just not acceptable. What's inside this truck? Can I go inside? I cannot go inside that. It's like a portal inside that truck. Yeah, let's change to 1440p. 1440p probably gonna save me from this. Let's go back to badass again and go to, yes, I want to apply the changes. Let's go and use 1440p. This is, again, yes, 1440p. And let's disable this DLSS quality and frame generation from the overlay and make this a little bit smaller. And go back, and as you can see, it's 90 FPS right now on badass settings, 1440p. What now? Like the 5090 is a 1440p GPU now. It's not a 4K GPU anymore. It's not a top of the end. I have to buy like two 5090s or like the 86,000 GPU, which is like 10% faster than this GPU to give me a better experience at 4K. What the fuck is going on with these games like lately? It's like not every game is bad. I mean, Chronos is good, and it has a good you know, performance when you turn off hardware lumen. When you turn it off, you still have lumen, you still have the same, pretty much the same visual quality. It's gonna change only like subtle changes. But you're gonna have like a lot more fucking performance. This game does not really let you change the ray tracing state. And I know that it's fucking using ray tracing. Okay, right now DLSS quality. Let me just go to settings. As you can see, this is DLSS quality. It actually boosts me from 80 to 120 FPS, and sometimes 130 FPS, depends on the scene. As you can see now, it's dropping from 130 FPS, 109, 107 FPS. The performance is, I don't know, sometimes it hitches, but the performance is good on 1440p. That's it. This is what the performance should be on 4K, but it's on 1440p instead of 4K. Again, I don't want to keep, you know, parroting myself and saying the same thing over and over again, but they should let us turn off, you know, lumen and ray tracing in this game, because it's just shitty, you know? This is just shitty. This is garbage bin. Let's open this backpack. There's a gun. Let's open all of these. Okay. Right now, my GPU is not using a lot of power because, well, it doesn't really need that. And, yeah, I mean, you can see the performance is pretty great on 1440p DLSS quality, which is 960p. What the fuck is this? There's a 5090, dude. It's a fucking 5090. It's still not performing well. Let's use DLSS performance. Again, with DLSS 4, performance looks exactly the same as native resolution. Quality looks better. And DLAA looks just miles better than native resolution. All right, so as you can see, 130 FPS in this scene, which was already like 120 FPS. What is he doing? Still cleaning up his mess? But whatever is he doing, like, I'm not sure what he's doing. Trying to open that door. Why not just shoot that shit? Yeah, I mean, right now it's using 8.4 gigabytes of VRAM, 1440p. DLSS performance. I forgot to change that thing from there. And yeah, I mean, this is really a fucking horrible optimization. This, again, games are trying to one up each other of which one is the worst optimization of all time these days for some reason. Like, we had Metal Gear Solid was trash, we had Chronos was good, Hell's is good. Hell's is actually fucking demo gave us a scare, because that demo was like 40 FPS 4K on a 5090. It was like, what the fuck? But when the game actually launched, it's actually 80 FPS 4K without any upscaling. So it's pretty good. This game, not pretty good. Let's use frame generation right now. Let's put it right there. I'm gonna put the DLSS quality on 1440p because DLSS quality is what we should be using. And frame generation 2x first. Let's see, 196. I was gonna say 160 because I saw 160 on the menu, but no, it's different. 173. The 1% lows are like 63 because, again, frame generation bamboozles the shit out of the frame time and frame pacing and everything. The frame pacing is good. It's just like in the overlay doesn't really calculate frame generation. 1% low is pretty good. That's the difference. All right, let's use 4x. Now I have like 192. Let's use 4x frame generation. All right. And let's go back to the game. 300 FPS, 1440p. Which is, again, unnecessary. But hey, I wish this was on 4K. I wish this was on the resolution that this GPU is actually targeting. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think I should go back. There's something from that? I don't think that it is just gonna send me back this way again. Alright, so I think I should go back to that guy. I think he opened the door by now. He should be opening the door. Alright, so let's use another resolution. Okay, right now it's 6K. Let me just go through the graphics again. This is 6K with, not audio, with DLSS quality, still on badass settings. DLSS frame generation is turned on. I'm gonna have to turn it off. Oh, I forgot to turn it off. Let's go back. Let's see, 40 FPS, which is, you know, pretty good. I mean, 6K, consider this is not a really a resolution that you should be using because it's stupid and it's just intensive for no fucking reason. So yeah, I have to probably fight these guys again. As you can see, 30 FPS is no good. So let's use DLSS Performance. Right, let's see what DLSS Performance is gonna give me. Probably above 60 FPS, hopefully. I did apply the settings, still not did anything. All right, so close to 60 FPS. It says 60, but it's outside of the game menu. It's gonna drop like 4 or 3 frames always. The 1% lows are actually, again, they drop it again, just like with the 9060 XT. When you're using it, resolution and settings that are not really meant for your GPU, the 1% lows are gonna fucking suffer. And this guy still haven't fucking opened this door. What the hell is he doing? Welcome to center. All right, I'm probably gonna have to do something. It's not just gonna have to go somewhere. I don't just want to fucking follow that compass because I'm just benchmarking the game. I'm not really playing the game for myself. I did like Borderlands before, but now I fucking hate it because of the performance. I shouldn't really, you know, judge it on the first launch. I have to wait like 2-3 months until until they actually patch the game with something that's with a performance that's actually befitting of a 5090. So let's use frame generation 2x first, and let's go back. It's gonna probably be 90 again, as you can see. Oh, now it's 100. Okay, inside this game is 100, but usually when you're on 60 FPS, the FPS is gonna be like 90. If you're like above 60 FPS a little bit, again, the performance is gonna be, again, 90 something, but it's always gonna be 90. Let's take this. All right, let's use frame generation 4x right now, which is gonna be too fucking laggy because this is 6K. But again, oh, surprisingly, it's not. Surprisingly, it's fucking not. I thought it was gonna feel like a disconnect between frame rates and oh, I opened the door already. Between the frame rate and the input lag and stuff like that, but it's surprisingly good. I'm not gonna lie. The game is responsive. Even with 4x, I mean, I move the camera, it moves instantaneously. Yeah, these latest games using the, I don't know what they do, like Chronos in this one, for some reason, with frame generation, I don't really feel frame generation input lag. Or usually you can tell. With Cyberpunk, you can fucking tell. If you use 4x, you can tell immediately. But this one is just, I don't know. This one and Chronos are different, built different. All right, let's use probably 8K. They're not gonna probably show me 8K because it's not gonna be on here. I'm gonna have to do it on system settings. Okay, now 8K. Let me put 8K over there. Let me disable the frame generation DLSS. Let me put DLSS quality actually because I'm gonna keep it on DLSS quality. And let's apply these settings and go back. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. And as you can see, 28 FPS, which is not playable at all because this game, I mean, this GPU and 8K as well is not a really. This GPU is not really an 8K GPU. There's no 8K GPU at all. Some games, some light games, you know, like Doom and stuff like that, you can't play 8K. But again, 8K is not a resolution that you should be trying anyway. So, yeah. Let's use DLSS Performance right now because this is just sad. I don't want to keep looking at 28 frames per second. I'm not watching the movie. And let's see, now it says that the 40 FPS. 40 FPS is playable. There's a fucking big difference between 40 FPS and like just 30. Between 30 and 40 in terms of responsiveness and stuff like that. I was already trying to get out of this. Let's try to find somewhere else to go. All right, let's drop the settings actually. I'm not going to use frame generation yet, but let's drop the settings from badass to high, because very high doesn't seem to do fucking jack shit. As you can see at 8K, DLSS Performance, it gives me another, I will say 10 FPS or 13 FPS, because it, what is this, like level 1 weapon, and these are, I hope there's like no limit on inventory space, but I think it would be. There's gonna be a limit to how many items you can carry. Ammo dump. All right. Right now, let's use DLSS frame generation. You just need to call it frame generation, not DLSS frame generation. They called it DLSS frame generation for some reason. I don't know. It's like, it is actually deep learning super sampling, but it's frame generation. Just call it frame generation without the DLSS thing. Okay. And again, the game. Oh, now it's dropped. Oh, I don't like games that have 30 FPS cutscenes, because there's a fucking big disconnect between the 160 FPS that you would have in gameplay, and then it's gonna fucking stutter as shit when, you know, switch into a cutscene. Alright, I'm just gonna skip this. I can't even skip it. I know I can skip it. Alright, let's use frame generation 4x while I'm fighting, so I can see if it's gonna affect my, you know, ability to fight, or is this just gonna be a skill issue. That frame time graph is just shitty. I'm just gonna say this. And as you can see, the frame time, I mean the 4x frame generation on 8K is actually not really hindering my ability to aim. What are you, Flash? What is he summoning? Bombs. The first boss fight, I'm not gonna lose it. Frame generation or not. One shot left. Alright. What the fuck? I wish they had the automatic reload when you stow your weapon away, when you holster it. Well, what are you doing? What are you trying to do, you fucking idiot? Okay. Please don't have another health bar hidden behind this one. One more shot. Yep, he's done. Alright, folks, you've seen it here. DLSS is required for this game to be run at your GPU's favorite resolution. And even at 5090, you couldn't even keep 60 FPS in native resolution. This is something, you know, they should really look at it. Again, don't buy this game. It has horrible frame pacing, for one. It has horrible experience, looking like a cartoon. You know, I'm not gonna say shitty. I was gonna say cartoonish shit, but it's not shit. It's actually a good, you know, design style wise. But it's for how it looks. If they're not going for realism, then it's just stupid to use ray tracing, because ray tracing is going for realism. Okay, ray tracing is a simulation for light in real time and in real life. And just simulating in a game. So if you're not going for realism, just fucking use baked lighting. Why do you use lumen? And again, lumen is another level of frame generation. I mean, of ray tracing, because it actually demands the power of path tracing. If your GPU cannot do path tracing, you're not going to be able to do lumen comfortably. And sure, it has indirect lighting, unlike just regular ray tracing, because you can turn off indirect lighting. And some games don't have really indirect lighting, only in path tracing and stuff like this. But hey, the game is not optimized, needs more optimization, needs more attention in the oven. And for what it is, don't buy it until they actually, you know, optimize it. I'm gonna try another GPU, other GPUs, not another GPU, and report back. I'm probably not gonna go, you know, beyond this point, because I don't want to spoil it if you want to play the game, because Borderlands games are fucking awesome. Okay, Borderlands is awesome. It's just the performance of this one is trashy and performs like shit. So yeah, like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. Comment, subscribe, and see you in the next video. Ciao.